Hi, my name is John Young. I'm Vice President of Communications and Marketing for Oakland University. On behalf of the Rochester Regional Chamber, my co-chair, Pam, where'd Pam disappear to? There you go. Welcome, 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 and thank you for no snow to start off. Maggie, Pam, and I were going back and forth yesterday with about 5 different plans in case we had snow, ice, freezing rain, wind, fill in the blank. Today's sponsors are Corewell Health and Oakland University. We're going to get started right away since we're already a minute or two behind. Let me welcome from Corewell Health Troy, Nathan Adams, General Manager. Come on up, Nathan.
Good morning, everyone. How is everyone doing? Good. Nathan Adams, General Manager of Beaumont Health Club. We're a medical-based club for Corewell Health. We were just awarded the 2022 Location Member Service Excellence Award this year. We're a repeat winner, so our members voted us in, and that's a big award for us, and we're happy to accept that. The Beaumont Health Club is open to everyone. We're located on South Boulevard between John R. and DeQuinder. As a community partner, Corewell Health is a proud sponsor of the Rochester Regional Chamber of Commerce. Community Outlook Breakfast. It's a pleasure to be with you all this morning again. You may be aware Beaumont Health and Spectrum Health have joined to create a new health system, Corewell Health. Our new name signals our bold commitment to health and wellness. At our core, we are here to help people be well so they can live their healthiest life possible. By joining together, we are now a team of 60,000 employees, including more than 15,000 nurses, 22 hospitals, more than 5,000 licensed beds, and more than 300 outpatient locations. Corewell Health is guided by our mission to improve your health, instill humanity, and inspire hope. We believe in health and well-being should be within reach for everyone. Our vision for the future is where health is simple, affordable, equitable, and exceptional. Our priority is to deliver incomparable patient care and health care coverage. If you want more information, you can go to corewellhealth.org. In regards to Beaumont Health Care, we are preventive health. Our way is we're hoping to help you eat better, move more, and improve your quality of sleep. We have a number of amenities and classes in aquatic area in all different styles, aquatics, mind body, such as yoga, cycling, high-intensity type classes and programs, boot camp and Tabata, low-intensity with strength and mobility, and etc. You can receive more information about the classes and the well-being services at the Health Club at BeaumontHealthClub.com. Again, thank you for everybody coming. It's good to see you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Nathan. Bryan, yoga, did you hear that? Yeah? Staying with the health theme, let me introduce Kristin Rohrbeck, Director of OUCARES, one of the best special needs programs in the state. A little editorial perspective there. Thanks, Kristin.
Good morning. My name is Kristin Rohrbeck, and I'm the director of the Oakland University Joanne and Ted Lindsay Foundation Autism Outreach Services, or commonly known as OUCARES. I was invited here this morning to share some really exciting news with you all about the Oakland University Center for Autism. We're very proud to have recently been awarded a $385,000 Oakland County out-of-school time learning supports grant through United Way for Southeastern Michigan, in partnership with Oakland County Executive David Coulter and the Oakland County Board of Commissioners. What this means is that 2 areas within the Oakland University Center for Autism, OUCARES Outreach Services and our Applied Behavior Analysis, or ABA Autism Clinic, will be able to grow and develop more supports for the autism community over the next 2 years. More specifically, the grant funds will allow our Center for Autism to expand evidence-based therapy services to provide cognitive, life skills, and social emotional skills development to children with autism spectrum disorder after school. Also, we will be providing expanded recreational programs that teach critical social, communication, and emotion regulation skills. Furthermore, we plan to increase the number of youth with autism who participate in our summer camps through our county. Our service expansion may also include more virtual options for Oakland County families and increase the hours of operation for participants as well. The past few years have been extremely difficult for so many families across Oakland County and beyond. We're confident that this grant will allow the OU Center for Autism to grow critical programs, provide increased social opportunities, and offer an enriching environment for continued learning for children on the autism spectrum. All of these opportunities will help us mitigate the negative impact that the COVID pandemic has had on the learning loss of youth with autism. We thank the United Way of Southeastern Michigan and Oakland County for awarding us this grant, and we're proud to be able to use these funds to continue to have a positive impact for youth with autism in our county. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Kristin. Thanks for all the work that you do. Well, we've got a change in plans already. You ready? All right. Please welcome from City of Rochester, Mayor Pro Tem Nancy Salvia.
Thank you. Good morning. So I am not Stuart Bixson. A lot of people often ask me, what does pro tem mean? Just means I'm the backup. For days like this, when you get the call Sunday night, hey, I'm not feeling well, you got a pinch hit for the community outlook. So happy to be here. Happy to represent Rochester. Happy to see standing room only back there. That looks great. Everyone looks great this morning. So Rochester is ready. That's our message this morning. We've got a lot of exciting things happening in downtown Rochester. One of our exciting things that we want to talk about is our All Abilities Park. Now, Mayor Barnett, I know the Keebler elves live in Rochester Hills. You've got the cool tree. But Rochester is going to have an amazing park for all kids. Kids with disabilities, mental and physical, are going to have a new place to come and play. $1 million is coming into Rochester from federal and state funds for this park. We are very excited about this. It's going to be breaking ground this summer, and hopefully this fall you'll be able to bring your families and come play in Rochester Municipal Park in this new feature. We are also excited about our community garden and its improvement, its updates. We have a sugar maple grove. Now, it takes about 20 years until we can actually have maple syrup coming from here, but we are investing in our future, in our green space. Murals, have you heard? We have Rochester has murals. In fact, we have 2 murals in downtown Rochester. This is our newest one, pollinator inspired, and yes, we have signed the mayor's Monarch Pledge, and we are mural friendly and Monarch friendly. We have a strong commitment to public art. We also have a new park venue available for rent. This is known as the Lion Shelter. It was funded originally by the Rewald family, so this is available for rentals but all throughout the year. We're also in phase 2 of our butterfly garden here in the municipal park. Have you noticed? We love our parks in Rochester. Phase 2 of the Monarchs. And it wouldn't be Rochester if we didn't talk about the Big Bright Light Show. So we are more innovative and more vibrant than ever. And we are very excited also to announce that the Roxy is coming to downtown Rochester. Katie and Greg Wilhelm are bringing an entertainment venue to downtown Rochester. So this underutilized space will be opening this spring. So entertainment, bands, comedy. So you're going to want to come and check out some entertainment in downtown Rochester. Our businesses are investing in their properties. Par Pharmaceutical is in a second phase of renovating. There should be a ribbon cutting coming soon for this. And these are all funds that have come through federal government to make things here locally. So we learned through the pandemic that we need to make things locally. And Par Pharmaceutical, our largest employer, is investing in Rochester. Brownstones on Main are coming. They're going to be a mix of historic and hip, and should be occupied the summer of 2023. We have some new businesses in downtown Rochester. The Tea and Spice Exchange, if you haven't been there, it's a great place. They're very friendly, really exciting products. Come check them out. And last of all, just make sure you come and be a part of what's happening in Rochester. Thank you.
That was good. Good pinch hitting. For a minute there, when Maggie said Stuart was sick, I thought, well, maybe Nick would come up and do it. Oh, okay. Okay, without further ado, let me introduce from the city of Rochester Hills, Mayor Bryan Barnett.
I saw Nancy here this morning. I thought she was maybe here to replace me. I just have to watch out for those pro tems. They lurk. They really do. They lurk. Good morning, everyone. It's nice to see you all here. It's nice to be here. Certainly want to start by thanking Maggie and her team at the Chamber for putting this event on. It really is a great time for the community to get together and talk about what's happening and for us to really focus on some of the exciting things happening in our community. Certainly here to do that for the city of Rochester Hills, and because this is an economic development type meeting, a Chamber of Commerce meeting, I want to focus a little bit on those economic numbers for the city. Friends, I've been blessed to be the mayor for 16 years. I think this is my 16th or maybe 15th because of COVID economic development community outlook breakfast. And I don't think when we looked over the numbers in preparation for this meeting, we've ever been in a better spot, at least in our city. These numbers kind of wash over you if you say them, but I know I've been looking at these numbers for a long time. Our unemployment numbers in the city of Rochester Hills are just under 2%. It's almost unheard of. We look at the commercial vacancy in our city across all sectors. It's 3.6%. 3.6% for all vacancy in the city. So far this year, we've averaged 2 new businesses each week in the city of Rochester Hills. If you've driven across the city, you know development is strong. And if you own a home in the city of Rochester Hills, your home value has never been higher. Across every economic indicator that we measure, we are in the best position that we have ever been as a city. And we look at those and we celebrate those. We have an amazing economic development team led by Sarah Roediger and Pamela Valentek, who really work hard each and every day to support the business community in the city of Rochester Hills. But we also know there are some things out there that are risks. There are some things that we have our eyes on, and largely they're focused more on the state of Michigan and the overall economic climate in the state of Michigan, things that we have to be mindful of. We know that our residents are highly educated. About 60% of our folks have at least a bachelor's degree, which means in this economic environment where people will be transferred or will move or will go to where they want to live where they want to be, our residents are vulnerable. They're attractive. They're highly valuable. And so we have to make sure we do what we can to create a place for them to be, a place for them to want to live. And so with the support of our city council, we have worked very hard to develop and to support our parks, trails, and outdoor spaces. Let me tell you a little bit about those briefly. Last year, we had 1.2 million people visit the Rochester Hills Park System. In comparison, the Detroit Tigers had 1.1 million people visit Comerica Park. And if they don't get better starting pitching, I'm pretty sure we'll beat them next year as well. We have a tremendous wide variety and diversity of offerings in our park system. And in 2023, we're really doubling down on that. Innovation Hills, I don't know if you've ever heard of it, kind of a cool place. It's getting even better. In just a few months, we're going to open up another section of our playground. The playground voted Michigan's coolest playground last year is going to get even better 1 year later with an expansion of that playground. And later this summer, about the time of the release of the latest Indiana Jones movie, we will be opening up our Indiana Jones rope bridge across the backside of the park, opening up about 35 acres of pristine nature for the backside of Innovation Hills, something we've never done before. It's not just Innovation Hills. Of course, last year, we did some tremendous work in Borden Park. We opened up pickleball courts that are lit. I promise you there are people probably playing pickleball right now. Pickleballers are crazy, weird people. They play all the time in all temperatures. And don't quote me on that, right? That one got away from me. That one got away from me a little bit. Pickleballers are amazing. They're an older group. They vote a lot, so we love pickleballers. We're opening up new courts this year in Avondale Park, a park probably most of you have never heard of. And of course, later this year, we'll be spending a lot of time on our city's oldest park, which is Bloomer, 200-acre park, which is going to get a complete transformation and is going to be redeveloped with a ton of new exciting opportunities there. So we're spending a lot of time in our parks and recreation offerings. But in Rochester Hills, the best part of this job is the people we work with. They're innovative. They never sit still. They're always looking to do more. They're always looking to be creative. We always say in Rochester Hills, our competition isn't other communities. It's Apple, it's Nordstrom, it's Disney, it's Amazon. It's people who do customer service really well. And in saying that, when we look at economic development, that's really who we're chasing. The state of Michigan lost 43,000 people the last couple of years, people moving out of the state for other jobs. 43,000 people is the entire population of the city of Saginaw, completely gone, not coming back. Mostly because attractive jobs and attractive places to work pull those people away. And so we looked at what do we do to keep folks here? Specifically, again, here to talk about business, what do we do to keep those folks here? So we started by asking you, our business community, our incredible entrepreneurs, our business leaders, what is needed? What are you thinking about? How is business going here in the city? Here's what they told us. By the way, we have a great group. The Mayor's Business Council is exceptional. It's probably the most robust business council in the Midwest. The speakers we've had in the last 12 months included President Biden's cabinet member, U.S. Secretary of Labor, Marty Walsh, CNN pollster and Fox pollster Frank Luntz, financial guru Susie Orman, all have spoken directly to our business council. But here's what our business leaders said. Listen to this. 70% of businesses in Rochester Hills plan to increase their headcount this year. 7 out of 10. And 85% have open positions right now. Again, that most valuable resource are the people, the talent that people are trying to keep and find. 60% of businesses polled said they love free puppies. I'll circle back to that in a minute because it actually applies. So today, with the help of our leadership program, we are introducing the Rochester Hills Talented Workforce Toolbox to address some of those things. Now, the toolbox provides businesses with a series of programs around sponsorships, branding, incentives. Essentially, what the city is trying to do is use our really cool power of connecting talent with the resources. You'll see some examples over here. Our folks have gone out on the road here to Oakland University for homecoming, to Rochester University as well, to connect the talent walking through these halls with real live opportunities existing right now, snapping on those QR codes. Because we want people to understand that there are great opportunities right here, right now. And listen to this, I told you about being innovative. When we look to attract companies and talent from all across the world, we have to try to stick out. I talked about puppies. Imagine you were a kid, an 8-year-old kid in Stuttgart, Germany, and your parents have just told you that you're moving to America for your mom or dad's new job. It's pretty scary. But what if we told you that at the end of that new job, of course, there's great schools and there's great community, but there's a puppy, right? It sounded crazy when my team members presented the idea, and at first I kind of didn't love it, but I listened to it, and it is the most incredible thing because we have now partnered with Leader Dogs for the Blind and offer a program that any new family that moves to Rochester Hills literally gets a puppy. And when you talk about setting a unique example across the country, separating yourself from other communities, no one in America is doing what Rochester Hills is doing. The first day we introduced this program, last month, 10 people signed up for puppies on the first day. We're helping Leader Dogs, and we're helping communities and members feel welcomed into our community. Rochester Hills is killing it. From unbelievable economic numbers to growth in our parks to everyone getting free puppies, there's no better time to be in the city of Rochester Hills. Look forward to answering your questions later today. Thanks, everybody.
Wow, Bryan, that's impressive. I've never heard of free puppies in economic development. Where's Sarah? Okay, all right. Pam, back to you. All right, to wrap up our program today from Rochester Community Schools, let me introduce Superintendent Dr. Robert Shaner.
Good morning, everyone. It's awesome to see the room filled and so many great colleagues from Rochester Community Schools that joined us today for this important topic. I think this is my 10th, well, maybe it's with COVID, my 9th Community Outlook Breakfast, and I sure enjoy doing it and always interested to see what Bryan comes up with next. I wonder if we're going to start offering puppies to kindergartners. Maybe we'll work on that. But good morning. Rochester Community Schools is committed to ensuring the safety of our students, staff, family, and guests. Nothing is more important than the health and well-being of our school community. And as we know in the events of the last couple weeks, in the last year, this topic is even more important. It's truly my honor today to be joined by some very distinguished guests who support safe and secure teaching and learning environments. At this time, I'd ask the following community partners to join me on the stage. Oakland County Sheriff Mike Bouchard, Thank you. Rochester Police Chief Steve Schettenhelm. And the Chief Executive Officer of Secure Education Consultants and former Secret Service agent Jason Russell. So I was one of those parents that was on a mad dash to Michigan State University a couple weeks back here now, I guess. And I just want to really give a shout out to our law enforcement community. As I was admittedly breaking the speed limit, I am trained in high-speed driving, or was 20 years ago, but as I was driving across I-69, I was passed by numerous sheriff's department cars on their way to take care of the situation in Michigan State. And as a Spartan parent, I appreciate your efforts and the law enforcement community's efforts on campus. They did an amazing job, so thank you. On February 8th, Rochester Community Schools proudly hosted its first School Safety Summit. This informative event included our district partners who shared updates about how the community is working together to prioritize safety in our schools. Attendees at our Safety Summit were able to talk with our school resource officers, hear about the district's continuing safety improvements, get updates on physical security features in school buildings, and learn about collaborative emergency response efforts that extend to city, county, and state partners. A resource fair also offered free giveaways and opportunities to reinforce at-home safety. The Rochester Community Schools School Safety Summit was an outgrowth of the Oakland County Safety Summit that was presented in October by the sheriff and Oakland School Superintendent Dr. Wanda Cook Robinson. Always great to steal great ideas from great leaders in the community. Thank you. At this time, I'd like to invite Sheriff Bouchard to highlight the importance of safety in our schools. Sheriff?
Well, thank you. Good morning. I was asked to make an announcement. There's a pickleballers for mayoral accountability protest booth out in the hall. They're signing up to. couldn't resist, Brian. In all seriousness, thank you for having me and for the partnership. We can't talk of anything more serious than our kids and our kids' safety and the opportunity to learn without fear. On so many levels, all of our partners up here are critically important to that. I'll just kind of go back in time and give you a little bit of the history so you understand Oakland County, and I think how unique they are. In 2008, after the Mumbai attacks, I called every police chief in Oakland County and asked them to come to my office. Obviously, I've got almost 1,500 people. We've got a training division and a lot of things that we have, but smaller agencies don't. But it's important that every agency, in my opinion, train on the same platform and work seamlessly together. Because if something starts, let's say in Clawson, the first to be there may be Troy or Royal Oak. Everyone has to be able to instantly work together. And so after Mumbai, I brought that to the chiefs and asked that we begin to train together for active shooters, for any kind of most challenging situations that we've seen around the world. That created a group called OUCARES. And ever since, we have trained, I think, virtually every police officer in the whole county on the same platform. Over 3,000 police officers have trained here in Oakland County. And they train on one protocol, that if there's an active threat, they're going to go in. There's no waiting. There's no staging. There's no planning for additional resources. If you get there alone, you go in. If you get there with someone else, you go in together, but you're going in. And that was the mandate from the beginning. And terrible tragedies, whether it's Parkland or Uvalde, shows that that's important. You can't wait. And so that is throughout Oakland County. I think that's important for you all to know, and it's unique. Every police chief is all on the same page. We all work together. If they have a problem, it's my problem. If I have a problem, it's their problem. But our focus is keeping all of you safe, and specifically our kids. You know, I never thought I'd be standing here having been to 2 active shooter scenarios, Oxford and now MSU. And it's one of those things that in our business, we hope and pray things never happen, but that's not a strategy. Preparation is. So we prepare, and we prepare every day. And we try to learn what happens anywhere in the world. I've gotten a deep dive from my friends at the Secret Service. I'm head of government affairs for Major County Sheriffs of America. I get a deep dive on any event anywhere in the world, and we try to learn what happened there, what went right, what went wrong, how do we get in front of it, how do we get better prepared, what are the tools, the training. So after Virginia Tech, I ordered that we put bolt cutters in our cars because they use chains to prevent help from getting in and not allowing people to get out that side of the hall. So we're constantly informing our training and our tactics. But know this, we will not fail going into that building under any circumstance. I can tell you that all of our men and women were absolutely rabid to get in that building in Oxford, and they were absolutely anxious to get on the way to MSU. I think we deployed about 80 people that day. So we will do that, but what we need to do as a community is to talk more. If I can say one thing, that's it. Sharing information is the only way we get ahead of these things. In every one of these situations, you can see that someone knew or saw or heard something and they didn't share it. Maybe they thought it was going to be a bother. Maybe they thought it wasn't something important, but it always is. It's one piece of the puzzle that brings it all together, and then intervention occurs. We have actually, in the past, stopped a 6-year-old on the way into a school with a gun because a parent didn't take it for granted that they heard their 6-year-old talk about another kid making a threat. When we share that information, we can act on it, intervene, and our protocols are clear, and all of us share it. First, we make the school and situation safe. We make sure there's no weapons, that the student doesn't have anything in their locker, on their person, in their backpack. Then we go to the home and we talk to the parents and we determine accessibility and availability of weapons. That's standard every time. And we're investigating 1 to 5 a day. It's sad and it's frustrating. So the other thing I would ask, make sure you talk to your kids and have them share that information. Making a threat is not a joke, it's a crime. It terrorizes people and it makes them fearful, and it's not acceptable. So we are resolved to make sure we change this environment, some through legislation in Lansing, which I'm trying to help, and also through our daily practices. So thank you for the partnership and thanks for having me here.
Thank you, Sheriff. We remain truly grateful to our partnerships and support. And it's always reassuring knowing that you are leading efforts to protect all of us across the county, and I appreciate being invited as a superintendent and former law enforcement into OTAC. It's been a real help for us at Rochester Community Schools. Our School Resource Officer program consists of law enforcement experts from across the Oakland County Sheriff's Department and the Rochester Police Department, which is unique. These professionals build long-lasting relationships with our school community while providing research-based training, guidance, and resources to safeguard our students and staff. At this time, I'd like to invite Chief Schettenhelm to talk about our partnership with our School Resource Officer program. Chief?
Thank you very much. It's always exciting for me to get an opportunity to talk about our school officers. These are dedicated men and women that are in our schools every day, that are certainly the backbone and to making sure that we ensure safety and security in our schools. But that's not where that whole program ends at all. It's really just the start of it. As the superintendent had said, there's lifelong relationships that occur in the schools, and it's so much more than just a law enforcement presence. It's not uncommon for a school to have police officers in the school, but really most of the time that's to have that law enforcement presence, someone to take care of police reports or unlawful activity that happens in the school. But our school officers, the 4 deputies from the sheriff's office and 2 officers from the Rochester Police Department, are in the schools every day, not only in the hall, but also in the classroom. They provide an educational component, starting in kindergarten, talking about stranger danger, all the way through high school, talking about things such as alcohol and drug awareness, bullying, using computers to commit crimes, and as such. They are essential to making sure that we not only have that friendly face that's in the hallway, but also have that educational component in the schools and in the classroom. Certainly, we appreciate the partnership and the ability to put on this program. We do that with funding from Oakland Township, City of Rochester Hills, the City of Rochester, and also the Rochester Community Schools, which also share in the ability to put this valuable program before our students, and again, to help ensure the safety and security of the community and of the schools. We certainly thank all of those deputies and officers for their efforts to make the schools a better place. We certainly understand with recent events the importance of a climate of security, and they do provide that. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief, and it's been an honor to serve with you in 2 police departments now.
Yes.
Yeah, and we so appreciate our school resource officers. I had the pleasure of being a resource officer in a former career, and it was actually one of the most rewarding things I was able to do in law enforcement. So, are our resource officers here? I think there's a couple. I thought I saw Amy. If you could just raise your hands. There they are in the back. Let's give them a round of applause. Hardworking people. In addition to our school resource officer, so I hope you're seeing a theme here of systemness when it comes to school safety and collaboration and partnerships. In addition to our school resource officers, the district consults with independent crisis management experts to review emergency operations specific to each building. The team from Secure Education Consultants, or SEC, has provided guidance since 2018. The SEC team is comprised of staff with prior U.S. Secret Service, Department of Homeland Security, military, police, fire, and education experience. Following the tragic events in Oxford, the SEC team toured every building across our district to determine additional opportunities to enhance safety. Some of the implemented recommendations included updating maps for all district buildings, adding numbers to all exterior building doors, and reviewing and modifying entrance and exit procedures. Additional enhancements and procedures remain confidential to ensure the safety of our school community. At this time, I'd like to invite Jason Russell, CEO of SEC, Chief Executive Officer of Secure Education Consultants, for the media in the room, to share his experiences and assessment of the district's commitment to safety. Jason?
Thank you. A lot of abbreviations there. We try to throw as many in as possible. I always like to be able to brag on one of our districts. We work with thousands of schools across the country, and I always use Rochester Community Schools as kind of a model in terms of what they do to prepare, not only within the district, but also with the law enforcement partners and the school resource officers and all the other resources that they brought to bear on safety and security. Extremely proactive in terms of making sure kids are safe. We always try to work at SEC to make sure that we get every district to a standard of safety where we would want to send our own kids there. And I would say that Rochester definitely is a model in terms of taking that proactive approach to safety and security in schools and not ever being complacent, continually reaching out and asking what can we do to get better. So if you are not only, schools are important obviously for the economic viability of any community, but for kids to feel safe in school and feel like they have a safe place to go and learn. And for the school district to take it seriously on a daily basis and not make it just in a reaction to an incident, I think is important, and also really shows how much they care about kids and about the community. So we appreciate our partnership with Rochester Community Schools. We continue to work with them, not only on ensuring physical security, but also updating policies and procedures across their schools and across the community. So once again, thank you, Dr. Shaner, for your partnership, and law enforcement partners for their partnership, and appreciate the time.
Thank you again, Jason. Rochester Community Schools continue to express our sincere gratitude to our county, city, and contracted partners in safety. We're also grateful for our Rochester area residents who invested in our schools through the recent bond and sinking fund efforts. It's hard to imagine that before 2015, Rochester Community School had a total of 6 surveillance cameras, 6, across the entire district. We now have more than 1,500 in our schools and on our buses. We had 10 portable classrooms that have been now integrated into our school buildings following our significant renovations. Can you imagine having portable classrooms in a school district now as in terms of a security risk? All of our buildings now have secure school entrances with office lockdown capabilities. Our 15-year-old wireless network was replaced with the state-of-the-art, world-class, high-speed, state-of-the-art network. New features for our PA and bell systems included weather lockdown and call-in capabilities with strobe lights in high-volume areas. There are many other safety enhancements that are the result of technology and facility updates, and we are thankful for the community's commitment and support. Now, the really exciting part, and as we've talked more about school safety probably than we have in many years, and it's sad that we have to do this, but it's also worth celebrating that we have the community partners to pull together and support and make sure that our schools continue to be places of hope, inspiration, of love, and not fear. Rochester Community Schools is excited to announce the state of Michigan has awarded the district $1.9 million in safety grants. These safety grants funds can be used for staff training, increased coordination efforts with local law enforcement, safety infrastructure and software, age-appropriate training for students and families and gun ownership, training for school resource officers, and other school safety products and services to improve or maintain security in the buildings. We remain truly grateful for the state's efforts to ensure school districts have the resources to continue to keep our students, staff, and guests as safe as possible. As we close our portion of the press conference, I'd like to offer my sincere gratitude to the Rochester Community School District Board of Education, our students, our staff, our teachers, administrators, our support staff, our families, our businesses, Sheriff Bouchard, the entire Sheriff's Department, Chief Schettenhelm and his entire department, Jason Russell and all of his partners and staff. Because of their support, because of this teamwork, because of this collaboration, we have been able to take a comprehensive approach to safety that has been sustained for more than a decade through steadfast strategic planning and collaboration. Again, I mentioned earlier, systemness, collaboration, and partnership. One of our best defenses against harm aligns with strong relationships and trust that have been cultivated within our community, with our law enforcement partners, with our consultants, our staff members, and everyone that works to support and love our children. Thank you. Thanks for joining us.
So once again, at these press conferences, we run the full gamut of emotions. Also, let's kind of take a moment to reflect on what's happened in our state and also to thank in your own way first responders of all types. So thank you for attending our press conference today. Thanks to the committee that helped put this on, to Pam for your work and for the puppies. For more information, you have any of the press releases shared today, you can contact the Rochester Regional Chamber. Now please, let's head down the hall to breakfast. Thanks, everybody.